you, because your kind of business, you deal mostly with margins, and that's what it's been before now. Logistics costs, transportation, operational costs, and all of that. With all of this development, how has business been? Can you tell us how it's been really at this time?
For fuels business, the story is very, very terrible. Like I said, let's just use the jet example. If there's been intervention that is forcing people to sell at 480 naira, then you know that they're actually taking a loss. Because apart from the cost of the product, there are various charges that are mandatory. When a vessel comes to the jetty at Apapa, you have to move it through pipeline into your facility. You pay for the jetty. You have storage and handling fees for operating your terminal. And then you have to transport in highly specialized tanks, because it's Jet A1 and a lot of filtration has to go into the process. You have to pay fan charges, and then you have to deliver it into the plane. So there are costs that you have to bear all along the value chain that you can't run away from. Today, if I wanted to bring in a cargo of 10,000 metric tons of Jet A1, it probably cost me in the region of 6.1, 6.2 billion naira. I have to go to the bank to finance that, and we all know what interest rates are. So it's been a very, very tough period on the fuel side of the business. And to be honest, if companies that depend solely on fuels definitely are just managing to survive. One thing people don't know, you see, when things are tough like this and prices are high, people forget that there are periods when these prices move against companies, and they are stuck with huge inventories of very expensive material. And when that happens, they take a big hit. And that is why some years back, prices moved particularly against us, particularly in the diesel area. And because of that, many companies went out of business. Amcon is selling so many depots today simply because people lost a lot of money. So it's not a bed of roses at all. But unfortunately, because the price particularly of PMS is fixed presently, there's nothing we can do. So we continue to hang in there, hoping that eventually when deregulation comes, a better climate will be created that will ensure that we can operate in a better condition.
Great stuff. Now, finally, I'll let you go. Yes, this Russia and Ukraine crisis is impacting on the price of crude, and we see what's playing out in the market, and even the COVID-19 resurfacing in China. There's a slowdown in activities in that space too. What is your outlook for the oil market, and of course Nigeria? What do you think would happen? What's the impact of this on our country? Moving on.
Well, I think post-COVID, when economies started to open up, demand started to rise, and that really was what drove the initial rise in crude price. And at the same time, managing the quota by OPEC helped to keep the prices constantly above the 100 level mark. And then, just as things were beginning to stabilize around some kind of equilibrium level, you started to, the whole Ukraine-Russia crisis started. And again, this started putting significant pressure on crude oil prices and by extension, refined product prices. That crisis is still with us. There's no immediate sign of it's being abated. So I think the likelihood is that pressure will continue to bear on crude oil prices. Therefore, I do not see those prices coming down significantly in the short term, which means the prices of PMS, diesel, jet fuel, all of these will tend to remain high for the foreseeable future. So unless something happens drastically that will result in a reduction in demand, it's going to be tough. And what you find is that when products are generally in short supply, what we call the premium that you have to pay gets higher. And that has been one of the factors that has been affecting Jet A1. Premiums that were probably at about $5, $10 per barrel are probably now averaging around $40 per barrel, simply because there's not enough product to go round. And these are the things that have been driving the price. So in terms of outlook, I think crude oil prices are not going to go down drastically in the near future.
I must thank you so much for your time. I've been speaking to Mr. Tunji Oyebanji, who's the chairman of the Downstream Petroleum Group of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and of course, MD CEO of Double One PLC, former Mobile Oil Nigeria PLC. Thank you so much. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much, Tolu.